sit down and want to discuss. They've got the money, or they print it, I don't know. and if the people say, this is what we want, then it's going to happen.
Okay, anyone here? Yep.
My name is Maurizio Ricci. I'm from La Repubblica in Italy. A question to Mr. Tutu, the conference around us. I'm not sure I am a fantastic human being. In fact, I wonder, after the South African experience, you know what a realistic process is. And then, is it not unrealistic to come here and ask for and hope for a greater reduction to 1.5 degrees than was actually generally foreseen before the conference, like an ambitious goal?
Yes, I just think, that if we get to the point where we realize we have no option. We think we have an option, the option to fail. We don't have that option. All you're doing is postponing the inevitable. You might be able to go to perdition in a smart car, but you're going to perdition. And we don't want to be scaremongers. We want to appeal to the goodness in people, which is there. Sometimes it's hidden very far, but it is there. Just saying, no. You are at your best when you are compassionate. You're at your best when you are magnanimous. You're at your best, and you know it. You have a wonderful feeling, and you know I'm able to promise you a first-class ticket to heaven. Don't lose it straight away.
Okay, more questions? Yes, please. Microphone. That lady there.
Sorry.
I'm Laurie Gehring from Reuters AlertNet. I'm curious, Arch, what do you think about these protests that have been happening here in Copenhagen? We seem to be hearing from Greenpeace and other groups that this protest may be necessary now to drive some of the change. And given your background in South Africa and what you saw happen there with the anti-apartheid movement, I'm curious to see what you think about the potential effectiveness of that, or whether it's going after politicians at the ballot box that will make a difference.
I just find, that it is quite fantastic to have 100,000 people go on the streets, and in a way, they are still protected from the worst effects of climate change. They're doing it really. Yes, it is a connectedness, but it's an incredible kind of caring. We think that most people are hard-nosed, cynical. They aren't. For goodness sake, we've got to be saying to people, you know something? You are actually made for goodness. And that is the thing that inspires people, because they are not immediately acting in self-interest, and that's not the thing that is pushing them. When people say we want to see poverty become history, and then all of these people who were on the streets here. But I gather, that in Melbourne you had about 40,000. You had some in Dublin. You had, that must make your heart leap. You know, and say, there's something wonderful about us, human beings. Don't you think?